Hey, Exiles, welcome to another episode of the Still Sane podcast. I am your host, Talkative Tri, and with me here I have the yapmaster of Path of Exile 2. Some say he matches me in terms of words per minute yapped. It's Jazzarus. Jazzarus, man, I need to know, are you prepared to play Path of Runes of Aldur, or what?
I am insanely prepared. I am hyped, really hyped, excited. I am happy with a lot of the changes that I have seen GE implemented. Of course, we have to see them in practice. But I think that the Path of Runes is going to be really good, man.
This is something that I was so skeptical about because I hate runes in their current implementation. Socketable, I saw a Reddit post of, here's Socketable tab in 2027, it's 1,000 things, it's covering your entire screen. I can see it going in that direction, but given what they teased, especially yesterday, I'm kind of bought into it. What are your thoughts on how they're evolving the system instead of throwing it in the dumpster and just adding like the crafting bench from Path of Exile 1?
I have to tell you something. People are starting to call me Yastradamus because I've been predicting a lot of shit. And I did a video when 0.2 launched, and this is over a year ago, explaining that the rune system had a massive problem because in that patch they introduced the idols. At that point, I don't know if they were named idols. I think they were talismans with 0.2 with the wisps. And I said, this is a contradiction because they want you to solve resistances and attributes with the sockets, and now they are giving you other sockets to put in the sockets, other runes, talismans, whatever. So what am I supposed to do here? And people are always hoping, no, this progression or whatever. There is always a problem with these guys. These systems are not supposed to compete. So they need to give us several. I proposed several solutions, and one of them obviously was the resistance swap. They are giving us a resistance swap in this patch. So I am very happy. I take it as a personal win because I've been praying for this for over a year. And recently, when they did the full announcement for 0.5 and they said, no, we have over 100 runes, I once again released a new video. It is like 2 weeks ago saying, this shit sucks. They need to give us something for the runes because now they are giving us more runes. Where am I going to put all this shit if I have to put 14% fire resistance in my shit? No, yes, but you don't understand. This is supposed to be a progression. When you have good gear, then you swap the resistance for a cool idol. Okay, let's do that. What happens when I want to swap one piece of gear and the new one that I am going to buy has a different resistance? Now I have to swap all my gear or change the runes to the dog shit runes. That was the problem. They are fixing it with the resistance swap. I am very happy. Harsuji.
Somebody stole my joke, Jazz. I was going to call you Jazzstradamus, but somebody in chat just wrote it in there. I was going to say, first it was at Ziri communing with the beast. Now it's the rune swapping. I don't know what can be next. I mean, 1.0. Send out your prediction video.
I have one because
what do you think it's going to be?
That I think it is not even a prediction. Everybody knows this. But some people have given me pushback, as they gave me with that city. In the 0.5 reveal, right, when they are giving us the new content and they are going to explain Expedition, Mark says, after the cataclysm of the beast, King's March is in ruins. So he basically spoiled the end of the campaign. What are we doing now? We are pursuing the beast to Oriath or whatever. What are we going to do? We are going to fight the beast or do something. I don't know if fighting the beast directly, but something is going to happen that is going to cause a cataclysm of the beast, and that is why King's March is in ruins and there was a cataclysm. I said that, hey, if you didn't notice, they are basically spoiling the end of the campaign. And some people told me, no, yes, it can be whatever. It doesn't have to be. I am betting that will be the end of the campaign. There is going to be a cataclysm.
I think there will be a cataclysm too. I think that's almost at this point with that drop of King's March a foregone conclusion that the beast is gonna be destroyed or someone's gonna commune with it. Maybe we get Oriana communing with it. Maybe we get like Lumerius communing with it, or maybe we commune with the beast and we, just all of Ray Clash.
Imagine that.
That would be crazy if we commune with the base, but I could see them doing that. I really could, especially since there's such a larger focus on our character, especially starting in Act 4, because they, hired multiple narrative designers. That team has grown tremendously, and they really do put a focus on the story element of the game. I think the reason they did that, this is just a theory, I think they saw a huge surge of activity with people engaging with the story and the campaign in 0.1, and they're preparing for that wave again in 1.0 and beyond, because what they have here is like a modern day RPG that's also an ARPG, but it has all the story elements. The one thing that was missing was like your character being a part of the narrative and interacting instead of just having slow text going down the screen. Now there's some more, meat there. So I think that's possible that we could commune with the beast. It would be crazy.
I have to tell you that I agree with you that they are putting much more love into the lore and feeling like you are part of the story, because I have to tell you that I played PoE1 a long time ago and it didn't hook me, and a big part of that was a story I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, right? In Path of Exile 2, you know what is going on. It is cool. You feel that you are progressing. Like the game grips you from the very start, and it is not throwing shade at PoE1. Now that I know the lore, okay, it makes sense. Cool, but it is like more the way that the story is told to you.
This is one of the parts of the game that I feel they've really iterated on and didn't just completely start from scratch on. They saw their failings in Path of Exile 1, and they did actively try to improve the story for PoE2, and it does hype me up. And I have one more prediction for 1.0. I don't actually think the final boss is going to be any enemy that we haven't seen yet. I don't even think it's going to be the Beast. I think the final boss of Path of Exile 2 is going to be... Yeah, 100%. Dude, how good would that be? Like in PoE1,
really I would love it.
It would be so good. I would just... That would be an epic culmination of his story, where he's spent his entire life seemingly trying to hold in corruption and protect humanity. That's his claim, and put the gods to sleep. And now he's trying to help him again. And in the end, he just collapses and becomes, the living incarnation of the beast that we have to fight and kill to stop the cataclysm. But I think we might fail upon killing Sin, and that's the result of the end game. Yeah, it's 1.0 is going to be hype, man, and I want to talk about 1.0 a little bit more later, but back to 0.5 for just a little bit. We talked about the ruins briefly. Before we move on from that topic, how rare do you think some of these ruins are going to be? Because my whole, I'll say problem or concern is that, a lot of this stuff looks awesome, but is it going to be beyond rare? There's going to be 125 new runes. So, I get some of them will be rare, but are all of them going to be ridiculously rare? Are we just going to be getting trash and need to trade up to get the actual treasure? Or do you think they're actually going to be a little generous with the rewards for this league?
I saw that you were watching the video, and I watched that video yesterday and made a video about it. And I think some of those things are so powerful that they need to be rare, right? They need to be rare. At the same time, I don't think the 90% of them are going to be so rare that they are out of reach, because there are two levers in here. One is, it is the season mechanic. Everyone is going to be doing in every single map, every single zone. Everybody's doing it all the time. And you saw also in the interface that when you interact with it, you have several options, which also increases the possibilities of getting the thing that you want. So I do think there is going to be a high availability of the resources. Maybe you don't get the drop, but the price to buy it in the currency exchange, I don't think it is going to be something insane, unless it is one of the top 5 things that are broken.
Yeah. And it will be interesting to see. I am playing solo self-found this league. I'm not going to even step in trade. I'm not going to humor it. Let's see if I crash out again like I did last league. Probably not. Hopefully not. But the whole trade atmosphere is going to be interesting as well, because we have these new runes that allow you to break an item and extract the unique modifier from it. There's a pool of 100 uniques. I wonder how that'll affect the cost of those unique items in it, because people are going to be, I assume, buying them up, breaking them up. I don't know. It's going to be so interesting to see how all this stuff interacts.
It also depends on the thing that breaks it, because all the 3 things are going to be tradable, by the way. You can trade the rune that extracts the power, you can trade the unique, or you can take the rune already made from the tract, right?
Yeah.
So
Can
smart people are going to figure out what is the best thing to
Right.
do with the unique. I sell the unique, I break it, I sell the rune. What do I do, right?
Yeah, because what I forgot to say was I wonder if when you slam the rune or when you extract, if you know how a unique item has a roll range, I wonder if when you break the item, boom, it rolls within a certain range, or if it's just static. Like, for example, I think Trample Toe, I can't remember the exact modifier, but it's like 10% of overkill damage transfers. Will that have a slight roll range? I don't think it does, but...
In the video they showed, we don't know if there is a roll range. They just show that in the woods, they have it at 30% and the rune has 10. Okay, it is less powerful. But as you say, depending on the roll that can make... I don't think there will be a roll, because if these things are in the currency exchange, how many things are you going to have there for all the rolls?
True, because they
unless it is not in the currency exchange and it is in the synchronous trade.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, there are so many things. I loved in the DM Ghazi interview that they pushed on the spoilers they gave, and they're like, oh, how do you decide whether you're showing too much or too little? And Jonathan or Mark just say, there's so much that, we didn't show. We forgot that we changed. It aren't even in the patch notes, and people are going to discover and everything. I really, really like that. Are you excited for anything in particular that you think might be hidden or changed without being noted in the game?
I honestly have not thought about it, because I tend to not fantasize over something that I don't know if it's going to be there, right? I just tend to discover things. What I do is, with the things that I know are going to be there, think if they are going to be good, or wanting them to be good, right? For example, the ordained spear that drops from the arbiter, the angel that you have in here in the background. I want that spear to be good because it looks cool, right? You go up and you smash down, but the fragment drops every 4 seconds. It is like a slow. How do I improve this? I hope someone figures something out. That is how I go about it. But honestly, I have not thought, like, I hope there is this.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm curious to see, they mentioned in a couple interviews where there's these hidden areas in the fortress and in new zones where, oh, if you're holding this specific item, a door opens. What? Like, what even is that? Has that ever even been in Path of Exile 2? And then they were very cryptic about the 3 barracks rings from Path of Exile 1, which deal with a whole bunch of like conversion and elemental proliferation of it. They're like, yeah, so there's some funky crap going on with the barracks rings. We're not going to tell you. It's going to be really hard for people to figure out how to get these. But, when you find them, you find them. We'll see if you can figure it out this league. Like, there's a bunch of that stuff coming. And I don't want to overhype people. But we obviously know Acolyte of Chayula is getting a secret ascendancy. I still think that there might be something for, like, the Smith of Kitava, like a rune smith. Come on, like a rune seeker. Become the rune seeker. It's branded.
Is the chalupa hidden ascendancy confirmed?
It is. The spoilers. Yeah, if you look at the passive tree, there's 2 nodes added right now. You just can't see what they do.
I didn't know that it was confirmed.
Yeah, you can't see what they do.
For that. I love that.
Yep.
And as you are saying, if there is another one, I will be very happy. Obviously, so cool. We are always happy when we get more toys.
Yeah. 100%.
I wanted to talk to you about, now that we are talking about the Runes of Aldur, I want to give props to GGG because they did something very smart with this. And you know how people always talk about that people complain or give feedback about something, and the job of the developer is taking that feedback and not give the players what they are asking for, but what they need to improve them.
Yes.
I think that the Runes of Aldur is that, because people were complaining about several things. One, unique items suck, and I don't want to use a unique item. Allow me to imprint the power of a unique item into a rare item being added. During the campaign, I want to skip the campaign. The campaign is slow. The campaign sucks. Besides the improvements that they are doing to the campaign itself, with the rune system, they are giving you the runes that are going to buff your character during the campaign. Moreover, it twink characters, which is the biggest pain problem, the alts, so that you zoom through the campaign. They are giving you the resistance swap. We watched the other problem with the crafting thing and like this they said, oh, you guys are having all these problems. Well, we are going to do a link mechanic that is going to attack all of these problems in one go. Like they did it in a smart way, different way that nobody thought about it that way.
Yeah, they did.
That is cool.
They did it head on. Yeah, you're bringing it to light. I totally see that. We were also watching the runesmithing video a little earlier, and I pointed out in the first runesmithing encounter, your character takes out the little chisel and goes ding, 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 ding on the stone, and it's like a 6-second animation. And I said, I've played Path of Exile before. I know people are going to complain about this on day 2 and say this animation needs to be removed because it's happened before in Path of Exile 1 leagues. And people in chat are saying, dude, skip a minute ahead. They already did that. It only happens like on your first runesmithing encounter. It's like, oh my, see, they're like, they are learning. They're taking in they're like, they're getting better. They're getting smarter, which is great. So yeah, you're totally bang on about Runes Aldur addressing a lot of the pain points for players. Now, spoke about the runes and Runes of Aldur. Another question hot on everyone's minds, including my own, because I have not watched your video, Jazz. Typically, people pick league starters based on something that looks fun, something that looks busted, they follow the meta, or they just do what they think looks cool, like myself. What did you do, and what are you playing for 0.5 league start?
Since 0.2, I've been choosing my league starters in a very easy way. I don't even think about it. I don't waste time thinking about what I am going to play. I don't follow the meta. That is pussy shit. What we do is we spin a wheel. We spin a wheel, and whatever the wheel gives me, I play it. In 0.2, it gave me the Tactician. In 0.3, it gave me the Ritualist. In 0.4, I sinned. I didn't spin the wheel because I released a druid. I had to play the wolf. Hey, dude. In 0.5, I spin the... I am saying spin, and it is a spawn. English, motherfucker. Do you speak
You
it?
are fine.
I spun the wheel, and I got Amazon for this one. I got Amazon for... Have you seen Pulp Fiction? Don't tell me you have not watched Pulp Fiction. Try, please.
Jazz, brother. I mean, we already talked about the poster on your wall. I didn't know what it was. That was before the podcast started.
Well,
now you're asking me about Pulp Fiction. I mean, I can quote Pulp Fiction. What is it?
I just quoted Pulp Fiction in there with the English.
What was it? Yeah, English, motherfucker. Do you speak it?
Hey,
right? That's the quote, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I can do that. I can do that. I have not seen Pulp Fiction though.
Okay. So I spun the wheel and I got Amazon for 0.5. I had to play the Amazon. And some people will say, I didn't want to play the Amazon. Some people will say, why not? Yes, you can play Twisters. Do you think I am going to play that busted stuff that everybody's going to play? No. Of course not. We have to play something original, something cool. I think I am going to play the Wolf, but with the Amazon.
Oh, okay. Got it. That'll be fun. You're going to do Wolf again? Because you did Wolf last week, right?
Yeah, but it's a Wolf, man.
It's pretty fun.
But I am going to try to do a spin on it. Okay. And it is going a Poison Wolf. I have not seen people doing it using the Plague Finger. The problem is that they changed the Plague Finger to not inflict ailments. And with the Wolf, you want to inflict ailments because you want to freeze people. Plague Finger allows you to poison with elemental damage. Oh, so, but they added cannot inflict ailments. So I want to freeze people. But the Plague Finger is a value unique. That means that you can use a Cultivation Orb to remove the cannot inflict ailment. The problem is I don't know how hard it will be to get this.
Yeah, okay. So you cooked up a pretty interesting build there. Wolf, Amazon, Poison with Plague Finger, hinging on removing one of the negative modifiers there. Okay. Yeah. How do you cook up these builds? Do you do a lot of pre-planning, like in Path of Building? Do you kind of just do it on a scratch pad based on vibes? Do you like go in and just click nodes? Or
I just think it would be cool if this could happen, right? And if then I try to see a little bit if it works. For example, I already had a wolf in the game, so I went in and I put in like a couple of poison support gems, not even doing the build, just a couple support gems. Oh, I do some damage. I can make it work. Let's fucking go. And you send it, right? Like, I am not going to be in here in Path of Building, getting every single thing on. Look, I have 2 million damage, whatever. Nah, that is nerd shit.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, talking about nerd stuff, I want to take this moment to say something very important. I said this in my stream last night because we were looking at numbers in Path of Building. Path of Exile 2 is a game specifically designed for gambling addict nerds. If you like Path of Exile, you are a gambling addict nerd. And by the way, I am not judging. I love Path of Exile. But really think about it. We are spreadsheets and Path of Building and PoE Ninja and Path on the database. We are outside of the game more than inside the game. That is nerd stuff, man. That is nerd stuff.
Not all
And the
of
other
us.
component, well, majority of people, even inside the game. Oh, let me look at my tooltip and look at all the list of the 300 support gems to choose the correct one.
You do got me there. Stuff. Yeah, you got me there. The gambling addict thing, though.
And the gambling addict, everything in the game is gambling. Everything in the game is gambling. You kill a monster, you hope that it drops something cool, you are pulling the lever of the slot machine. You craft a mod with an augment, with an exalted, with a chaos, you are pulling the lever of the slot machine. You identify an item, you are pulling the lever of the slot machine. You are fighting a monster and you are playing a crit-based build. You are playing a slot machine every time you hit to see if you crit, or if you block, or if you evade. The whole game is gambling. This is a game made for gambling addict nerds. And I love it.
See, you're internally, right? You're making me ponder over myself because internally I don't see myself as a gambling addict, but you kind of just called me out there. I am an addict because my immediate retort to everything you were just about to say was like, oh, well, I don't val my items, so I'm not that much of a gambler. But literally everything else in the game is also gambling in some shape or form. So look at me. I'm justifying my gambling antics with, I'm not doing that.
You are already doing it, man.
I'm playing poker, but I'm not doing the slot machines. It's okay. It's okay. It's cool, right? So
just one. I am going to craft this one more item. This time I will get my modifier, and you slam it, and you slam it, and you slam it. Oh, I got it! That is
one more arbiter.
Feeling, man.
One more arbiter, and I will get the perfect, exceptional regalia. I just know I will get it. It's gonna be beautiful, right? I see that was me last league. So no, you're right.
But coming back to the wheel, I spun the wheel, right? And I got the Amazon. I want to take this moment to promote my website. I made a website to spin the wheel. I made a wheel, man.
You made a wheel?
Let me share it to you.
What is it?
If you can show it on a screen, it will be awesome.
I can really easily. So you made a wheel website? Is it a skill ascendancy combo? What is it? Share it with me in Discord.
No, it is just a class. It is the first pass, by the way. I am working on it every day.
First pass. Okay, guys. So
I have to make it responsive for different devices. That is on what I am working right now. I put it in the chat.
I am going to trust Jazzarus. Oh my gosh, it actually looks amazing. All right, are you guys ready to see this? Here we go, guys. We're going to swap screens for a second. Look at this site. It's actually beautiful. You can add classes, remove classes. We got Abyssal Lich in there. Select all. I mean, okay, we can do elimination mode, classic mode. We're going to do classic mode, and I'm going to spin the wheel. What does it look like? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to get martial artist because that's what I'm starting. I'm actually starting martial artist. Screw that. I'm not playing a witch hunter, brother. Okay, so remember to respect the wheel. It's not happening. That's so cool, Jazz. That's so cool.
But 1 second. Restart the website. Restart and play one elimination spin so you see something cool.
Okay. Like this?
Yes.
I'm spinning again. Here we go. I like the little arrow. Little arrow dot. Oh, is it going to tell me I'm bad for spinning again?
No.
Oh! Look at that. Did you guys hear the gunshot? This is pretty sick, dude. I love it.
I have to do the little fixes, and I am going to put like a PoE1 thing. I am going to put one for the weapons. I have many things in mind.
So what is the, I guess let's maybe dive into this a little bit more. What is this whole obsession with spinning wheels? Because I see you spinning the wheel on League Start. I see a lot of people actually participating too. I see Schwingy's videos where he's spinning a wheel with an ascendancy and a skill, and they pop off, and a lot of people are like, I'm going to do that too. Is it just the gambling? Is it just the gambling? People are just like,
That is one element. That is one element. But honestly, it has several layers.
okay.
As a content creator, viewers love it, right? Viewers love it because they love it when you don't get what you want. It is funny, right? That is one element. But as a player, it is also cool. And it's like I recommend people that don't make videos but are playing to do it because it challenges you in the game. It is a challenge. You have to play something that you probably have never played. It makes you learn more about the game. It makes you get out of your comfort zone, maybe try a different combo or weapon that you have not tried before. And you end up having more fun. It seems crazy, but you end up having more fun than if you just chose what you were going to play. And normally, unless you get like me, that I got Amazon, I could play a meta build, but then I am going to go the full way and I am not going to play a meta build. You can also do that, and then you end up playing something cool because why play the same thing over and over, you know?
You touch on a really good point, and it's one of the reasons why I'm playing SSF this league. I feel like I won't need to chase the meta, and I won't need to care as much about other players, and I could just do my own thing at my own pace. Kind of just a different version of the wheel. Maybe I'll try it in future leagues. Maybe 1.0. Maybe we'll have all the Ascendancies for existing classes. Maybe I'll be confident enough to do the wheel at that point after doing a couple builds in 0.5.
Dude, I even spawned the wheel for, I saw that you played the D4 launch. I played the D4 launch. I spawned the wheel for D4, and I got my least favorite class. And I respect the wheel. I always respect the wheel, and I did it. And honestly, I ended up having a good time. It was the Sorceress.
Sorceress is your least favorite? Really?
Yes. I never want to play the Sorceress, but I ended up having fun.
Okay. Is it just the D4 Sorceress, or is the Path of Exile 2 Sorceress also?
All the Sorcerers. This hate started in WoW with the Mage. The Mage made me hate the caster style, because the Mage in WoW with the Frostball, it slows you down and you cannot do anything, and they are spamming Frostball like pussies, and I hate it. And it is also the thing that mages don't evolve, right? Like when I played D2 when I was a teenager, it was cool, the Sorcerers. Okay, this is cool. I am a wizard throwing spells. Awesome. But then 20 years happen, pass by, and you are still casting Frostball and Fireball. Dude, I am bored out of this. Like, I want to do, if I am going to cast spells and I am throwing magic and crazy stuff, give me something new, give me something different. Why am I still going with a Frostball, man?
You can't. You do have a point, actually. You do have a point. We need a bigger variety of spells. That's why I was excited for the Chronomancer in Path of Exile 2, and I don't know, it just never hooked me. The new stuff.
I don't like the Sorcerers, obviously, but the Chronomancer, I think it is the coolest out of the three. It goes, Chronomancer is the coolest, Barashta is the middle one, then you have 300 kilometers of dog shit, and then you have the Stormweaver.
Well, maybe one day the wheel will make you play one of those, dude. The Stormweaver, which I just...
The Stormweaver is every time I spin the wheel, there are two Ascendancies that I never want to get. Only two. And they are the Stormweaver and the Deadeye. Those are my two most hated Ascendancies.
What's the second one?
Deadeye.
Ah, okay. Why that one?
Because it is always meta and it is pussy shit.
Okay. Will Deadeye be meta this league? Is Deadeye Twisters the meta? I don't even know. I just stopped watching the Twister builds after the 30th
people
one.
Are going to try it with Amazon or with a Spirit Walker. Okay. But if you go Deadeye Twister, it will work. Deadeye Twister, Deadeye Ice Shot, it will be good.
Okay. All right, Jazz. Earlier we talked about the rune changes, but there was also, or the rune additions and changes, but there was also a little stealth change added to the patch notes that caused the community, I think for maybe, I'd say the first time, to just uproar for 0.5 in an uproar against the developers. They snuck in a crafting change. I don't know if you heard my opinion on it, but I'm trying not to cloud your opinion of it. I want to hear, you know about the change that was added to the patch notes where one crafted mod per item essentially, and desecrated mods are not crafted, blah, blah, blah. And what is your take on it?
Originally, when you see that, you become skeptic because you say, why are you doing this? You are nerfing craft, right? And the essence. And for example, I play melee builds, I play martial weapons. The crafting with the essences was very good to have a good weapon, right? So you are nerfing me personally. But at the same time, I also thought, well, they are introducing a lot of stuff that we don't know about, because the very next day or that same day, they released like the name of the items for the item filter. And you could see there was a lot of stuff in there for crafting or whatever. And I said, okay, I am going to trust that they are doing this because they are going to introduce something else that or replaces this, or that if you leave this in the game, it is going to break it. And then we got last night the video with the Runes of Aldur, and now you understand that it was necessary. They needed to do that change, because with the new crafting that they are giving you with the runes, they would have completely broken the game and crafting if they didn't restrict you somehow.
Yeah.
So
yep.
Originally, I was, okay, we have to see. Now that we saw with the video, I think it is better. Still, I cannot be 100 to either side until I don't try it.
Boom! Look at you. Yes, that's so right. When these controversial changes come out that seem to not have enough justification behind them, that's what I kind of look toward. I'm like, okay, let me try it, or let's see what happens with the overall patch, because there's, as we talked about, so much unknown. And then, of course, we got the rune stuff last night, and I think that was a lot of the justification behind it. We only saw a glimpse, and it looks like a lot of crafting power will be coming from these runes, and people will still be able to make absolutely busted items. I was talking to Crimson a little bit earlier in Twitch chat, and he was like, yeah, people won't be able to make 4 essence mod weapons on day 1 or 2 anymore, essentially. And my response was like, what, could they one-shot the screen with those? And he's like, yeah. And I thought, good. You shouldn't be able to have I can clear tier 15 maps day 1 with this that, I mean, I think that's ridiculous. So I'm glad to see him gone, but I think a lot of the power will still be put into the runes of
fact,
Alder.
I think there is power creep. I think we are going to destroy the game entirely.
It's done. It's
because they are also removing, well, we don't know how powerful the normal version of the bosses is going to be, meaning not the quest version, but they are removing the difficulties, right? So there is truly only one difficulty out of the quest. I think we're going to destroy the game like it is not.
Jazz, I hope you're wrong. I hope we're able to buff the bosses to some degree, because if we walk in there and the farm version of the boss is like 10 million health, I will be so sad. Like, your build, even for me, you will get to an area where you're killing them in like 10 seconds. I don't know. We'll see. I'm reserving judgment until we see that full Atlas tree, because the 2 difficulties, the quest version, and then also, okay, I'm gonna GGG. I hate the name farmable pinnacles. Like, that's the what the. That's so boring. Why are your deadly, crazy looking ability impo? These are the farming pinnacles, or I think that's the name of them. It's something farming, and I'm like, what? Where's Uber? I don't want farming. I want, like, this is a challenge walking into it. Maybe they don't feel they justify like the challenge. They can't call them Uber. They're like,
or they are not the Uber because the real Uber is coming later, but at least Pinnacles. Because when you fight in PoE1, you fight a Pinnacle boss that is not an Uber, it is a Pinnacle. The first time in Exile, that is a Pinnacle.
But if I remember correctly, I think Ziggy asked about this, and he asked Mark, why no Uber? And Mark said, oh, we might get Ubers in the future, but the reason they're not in the game is because then they become the bar for a build to be good. I just hate that so much, Jazz.
That is a good answer. That is a good answer. But at the same time,
like, why can't stuff be aspirational? Why can't you have builds that are, able to kill Ubers?
Because
and
if your build if you cannot make it, then you feel bad. That is
people
why.
should feel. Oh, I just. Oh, Jazz, I don't know.
I am being a devil's advocate in here because I am going to tell you.
That is the
This
reason.
is the perspective that I think GG is having towards the game right now, and it is going to be this way in 1.0, and I believe at least a couple of leagues after 1.0, at least the first league, they are focusing entirely on the new player experience of the onboarding, on the campaign. Like, they are not worried about the blasters. They already have the blasters. The blasters are not going anywhere. They want to catch the new player. So they are balancing for the campaign. They are balancing for the early end game. They are focusing everything on that. That is why the quest line in the endgame is important, so that they keep you gripped in the endgame as well. Majority of players, they are not looking at what the 1% or 5% of players do in the endgame, that they trivialize the endgame. They are looking, as Mark said in the interview, that the average kill time of a boss is 2 minutes. Who is killing a boss in 2 minutes? There is a 60-year-old lady over there that is fighting the boss without attacks, that is killing the boss in 10 minutes, and it is skewing the average, right? So they are thinking about the average player never gets to the pinnacle, never gets to aspirational content. So they are making the game fierce for them. Then when they have a big audience, 1.0, everything goes great. Okay, let's play this.
Yeah, I guess I just fundamentally, I totally understand what you're saying and what they're saying. I just, if there's those people that don't even clear the campaign, why are they designing the farmable pinnacles to be beatable by them, or the builds that they're following or whatever to be beatable by them? I was listening to my favorite YouTuber of all time, Wooden Potatoes. He was playing the new Guild Wars 2 story update, and that's a game I used to play a lot, and he was kind of lamenting at the fact that every fight in the game is an absolute joke now, because the developers have catered to the means so much that you're in this fight where it's supposed to be these epic stakes and the devs can't do anything to threaten you. And it becomes, there's no friction. You're just like killing monsters, another wave of monsters, another wave of monsters. You have a boss fight. They have big, cool abilities and they do like no damage. And I know I'm exaggerating at this point, right? But that's almost what, it's almost like a glimpse of kind of what they're almost talking about, where they're like, oh, well, you know, people feel bad that they can't, their build can't easily kill the top tier content, the aspirational content. So we have to make the aspirational content, we have to bring it down. I don't know if I cleared, like, I know you said you 7 out of 7 Ubers, like your first time. Good for you, man. I've never 7 out of 7 Ubers in Path of Exile 1. I've killed like maybe 8 or 9 across like all the leagues that I went for the Ubers. And I don't know, I'm fine with that. I'm like, I get that I'm not top player, my build's not going to be the top. Cool. I'm glad for the people that can do it and make builds that trivialize it. But I guess a lot of people just have that FOMO. They have that, like, if I can't do it, then other people shouldn't be able to do it. And I hate that attitude in our society.
And I think it is something that is happening especially with PoE2, you know, because as a new player coming to PoE1, although I have been killing all the overs in all the seasons, now they are 10 out of 10, right? At the same time, when I started playing, at least the perception that I had that the community was projecting to me was, Ubers are aspirational content. You don't need to kill the Ubers. You do it if you want to keep farming, if you want to keep pushing, if you want to take your character to all the levels. But you can consider that you completed the game if you do like the Atlas, right? You can consider that you completed the game if you do the Atlas, if you do the challenges.
Yeah.
That, by the way, the challenges for PoE2 are also a joke.
They are.
I am happy they are here, but they are too easy. Yep. Super easy. And again, it is going in that same perspective. They want everybody to do the challenges, right? They want everybody that is actively playing the game to complete the challenge. So in PoE1, you don't feel the need that you have to do the Ubers. In PoE2, there is a culture more of, I don't know why, that you have to do it everything, right? So if they make that barrier more clear, that I don't know how you would do it, to be honest, that you don't need to do the Ubers, it could help them. But what Mark said is totally true, because it also helps with balance. If you can make your own build and clear the content, you feel that you have many options. But if you do your own build and you don't do the Ubers, your build sucks. Now there is a tier list. Now there is a meta game. Can your build do Ubers? It can. Your build sucks. You know, it also helps in that perspective. So it is not easy to solve. Obviously, I hope for aspiration content one day. Delph, GG, Delph. You go deep into the Delph and it gets harder and it gets harder. Please, come on, man.
I watched Dendi kill Count Geanor today. He's, if anybody doesn't know, the Dota 2 professional player, formerly of Navi, winner of TI1, TI2 Grand Finals, TI3 Grand Finals. He is playing Path of Exile 2 for the first time, and I went to his stream and I watched the highlight of him killing Count Geanor. It is so beautiful to see someone honestly engage with that fight and need to interact with all, like, it's so well designed. And it just made me think, and that's why I'm like lingering on this topic for longer than I expected. I swear, if I get to endgame and I do what I did to Atziri, and I kill her in literally phase 1, 2 seconds, phase 2, 2.5 seconds, and there's this epic atmosphere, and I know that there's all these cool moves, and she has special voice line, and I like, to experience it, I have to be like, let me equip this magic talisman. Let me like just walk around, you know, hop around, you know, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird topic. I guess I have elitist opinions on it. I feel like
I do think that is potentially a problem, because this new angel or whatever, arbiter of justice, arbiter of what is called?
Arbiter of divinity.
Divinity, okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the new pinnacle, and I think it only has one difficulty. I think it won't be that hard, because it is also supposed to help you complete the Atlas, and you are supposed to complete the Atlas, so it shouldn't be that hard, right? So I don't think you are going to destroy it like we destroyed that city, to be honest. But I also don't think, I think it will be comparable to what normal arbiter was.
Yeah.
I think it is going to be, or maybe a little bit harder. I think it is going to be something like that.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
I was going to say something and I completely forgot. Okay.
I'll stall. We'll have to see on launch.
What were you talking about? What did you say before we talk about the? I talk about the divinity guy.
Essentially that it's beautiful to actually experience the boss fight kinda as designed, where you have to engage honestly.
Count Geanor, dude. If you are a person, right, and I put you to play the Count Geanor fight for the first time, and you don't fall in love with the game, I don't trust your judgment in taste for things. Because that is awesome, right? You are fighting this dude, he's in the arena, he's talking to you, doing the thing, the fight. The first time you do it, you don't know the mechanics, you don't know how to play the game. So it is a long fight. You are fighting this dude for 3, 4, 5 minutes, I don't know. Out of nowhere, this dude transforms into a big wolf, brings in the fog, and starts doing a slam poetry on your ass. Okay. And you have to time your roll to the poetry.
So good.
Come on, man. That is cinema right there.
So
good. I don't know. And at the end, you manipulative whore. Like, I don't know what to tell you anymore, man. If you don't like the game right there, you don't know what you're talking about gaming.
You manipulative whore. After all I've done for you. Oh, it's so good. I mean, dude. See, yeah, like on League Start, I look forward to that. And it's also one of the reasons I like doing the Act 1 races, because I like the Geanor fight. And in the Act 1 race, when you're kind of skipping a lot of stuff and you're under-leveled and you don't have backscape, that's a fight now. All the other, I think, Act 1 boss fights, I didn't die to any of them. You get to Geanor in this speed race, and I raced against my brother. I died 3 times to him. You're dying if you do not play properly. You have to pay attention to everything. If you're not like a super skilled gamer like myself, I'm not skilled. You're constantly dying or getting low. It's just such a fun experience, which, again, I'm hoping I get more of this now that I'm limiting myself, not being able to trade. Maybe I'm gonna you're gonna see me spend an hour fighting the Arbiter of Divinity in 0.5.
I remember, now that we are reminiscing on the bosses in Act 1, I remember 1.0, and you don't remember people saying that the campaign was too hard, the game is too hard. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember seeing prominent PoE1 creators get hard stuck in 0.1 and 0.2, and I was having a blast, you know? Yeah.
A lot of people, because you said like Geanor was like the first boss that actually kills people, and before you kill the bosses, there a lot of people, when I was watching streamers, a lot of people died to Draven as well. Draven with Asenia. A lot of people died a lot to Draven, man. That was a world boss. And I think, I don't know if the campaign is actually easier, the game is easier with tuning. I think it is. But it was also a symptom that the game was, you didn't know what to do, right? Yeah. Now you know what to do. Now the game is easier.
Oh, yeah. It's everything.
So what I am trying to say is not that it is bad that now it is easier, but so that we are aware of the overreactions that we take to new things. Because at that moment, maybe it is the same campaign, and just because of knowledge, we thought it was too hard, or some people thought it was too hard. I didn't. I thought that it was awesome. Some people thought it was too hard, right?
Yeah.
That can and will happen with new content. We have a fierce reaction that sometimes it is just we don't know enough about this yet, and eventually it will make sense.
Yeah.
As in the campaign.
Well,
and I think it will keep happening every single league.
Well, Jez, honestly, I hope I get pounded into the ground by some of these new pinnacles. Because they look ridiculous, dude. The Bodak, the Tang Mazu fights, the spider, like all of them cinematically look sick. So I do hope there's some severe pushback, and I'm grinding my head against, because I have infinite attempts now. I'm just bashing my head, learning the fights, sitting there. I hope it'll be great. I'm very excited.
Dude, I've been wanting to fight Tang Mansu or whatever, however he's called for a while. Because he's an asshole. He's trying to gaslight us, and you cannot fight him. In PoE1 or PoE2, he's just standing there. Why cannot I fight you? No, he's sending other dudes to me. No, let's fight. And we are finally going to fight this bitch.
100%. Look, yeah. Like, I'm going to go. Are you going to go blind? Do you like going blind into bosses? Like not watching any streamers kill them?
I always hold line. I have never seen like mechanics for a boss.
That is the way, man.
Well, I did for the Ubers, PoE1. Like, I went blind. I died 10,000 times. Dude, how do you actually beat these dudes? Right? So, mechanics of the Uber bosses in PoE1. I did that, but after I already had failed several times.
Yeah. No, the Ubers in PoE1 totally fair to look at, you know, how to do those, because some of them are just absurd. Totally absurd.
But in PoE2, no, I have not done it in PoE2.
Yeah, that's the way, man. That's the way. It's going to be awesome. So I wanted to get your updated take on the item rarity situation, because this patch, I mean, there were actually some nerfs to party play, but the mechanic has not really changed at all. So, and last time we spoke, not a fan of item rarity. I surmised. I don't know why I would think that. Maybe there were a couple reasons. But I wanted to hear if your opinion has changed between 0.4 and 0.5.
My opinion has not changed.
Ooh.
I am still entrenched in my hate towards Rarity. But I am getting mixed signals, right, from GGG. Because in the interview, CGD asked, right? And they gave like a 2-minute answer that did not satisfy me at all. In fact, I felt that they were kind of dodging the question. I made a 20-something or 30-minute video just ranting about that 2-minute clip of them answering that question. But I am not going to rant for 20 minutes about it, but I will give the long story short. I am still happy because Jonathan still reiterated twice or thrice that they are going to do something about Rarity. It is still in the plans. They are not discarding the possibility. They are not saying they are not going to do anything about it. But that they think that some of the changes that they are implementing in this league help with the Rarity problem. One of the examples he gave was, well, now you can farm different things, and that should help with Rarity. To me, what? It doesn't make any sense. Because while you are farming different things, Rarity is affecting everything that you do. It is true that Rarity and mechanics exist in a spectrum, meaning there are mechanics that benefit more from Rarity and there are mechanics that benefit less from Rarity. For example, yes, if you are doing something in the Genesis tree, Rarity doesn't matter there. You are doing the crafting with Genesis tree. True, Jonathan, true. But to do the Genesis tree, you need the wound gifts and you need the high blood. To get that, you need to farm monsters. While you are farming those monsters, having Rarity matters. Every time you are killing a monster in the game, having Rarity matters. So until you remove Rarity, it doesn't matter. Every time that I am killing a monster, it matters, and it is dog shit that it exists. It wouldn't be a problem because I have seen people say that I am crazy, that Rarity is not a problem because you get the same rewards in the whole spectrum. If I got and when I say in the whole spectrum, meaning that if you have 100 Rarity, 0 Rarity, or minus 100 Rarity, in all cases, you are getting the same amount of loot, which is technically true in quantity of loot, but it is not true in quality of loot. So I wouldn't have a problem with Rarity if it was true that across the whole spectrum I get the same loot, because I would be happy at 0 Rarity, right? I don't care about Rarity. I am always playing at 0 Rarity. So if I don't get, if I get the same loot, okay, I am happy. The problem is that me at 0 Rarity, I get transmute orbs, augmentation orbs, a bunch of blue and red items that all are dog shit. Yes, I get a bunch of them, but it doesn't have the same quality of value, of currency that a dude that is going negative Rarity and is getting 10 divine bases, or a dude that is going full currency and is getting a bunch of divines. Me in the middle, I am getting a bunch of worthless items, making it so that going or positive or negative Rarity is better. And that is a problem. I don't want to put Rarity in my gear, and that is the other run that I have.
Yeah, I'm like you. I just don't even put Rarity on my gear. I think what you said at the end there, is there the middle ground, you know? Because I played last league and I got a decent chunk of exceptional item bases that I could sell for a lot of div. And I got some div, nowhere near as usual. But like my brother, he's Giga Farmer, and he will die on the Rarity Hill now. And he's trying to convince me of this. I'm still in the middle. But he is the negative Rarity strat. Yeah, he's like, he likes the whole, all right, I invest in a negative Rarity, and some people are going for the max Rarity for the unique item drops and the divines, but I can do the white base farming in certain areas, and he kind of likes that, which I do understand. And then if you're middle of the road, you can, instead of doing the thing that will maximize monsters in map cleared for per minute or whatever, which I literally don't even play this way, but it's fun to talk about, I think. Like Ritual doesn't give a crap about Rarity, right? So if you're just doing Ritual, you're farming unique items, the omens, and the like boss key, essentially, to maybe get the unique items. And that doesn't matter about Rarity. I just wonder if there's just a balance to find, because I almost feel like I agree with you. I think they're almost like walking. I know that you said the Trice promise of, yeah, we're going to remove Rarity.
They are walking it back a little bit. They are trying to like, well, we don't know. Let's see what happens. And that is what pissed me off. That is why I have mixed feelings about it.
Yep.
And with Ritual, yes, in the Ritual box, Rarity doesn't matter. But before Ritual, you have to kill monsters. You have to do the map where there are the three things, or the 4 things. If you have that node, you are still killing monsters. Rarity helps you then. Like, Rarity is just good when you are not doing that thing. So that is why there is a spectrum. Okay, it benefits more or less, but it still benefits somehow a little bit.
Yeah.
If you can, the people that go efficient mode, if you can squish that extra 5%, they are going to squish.
Yeah. I think it's going to rage. The debate is going to rage past 1.0. I don't think they'll come to a decision going into that patch. I think it'll still be on the table. They'll still be deliberating what exactly to do with it, but we'll have to see in 1.0. I thought that would be a fun way to close out the pod. We know 1.0 is coming now, right? They've confirmed it. I think people will like the new end game. I think they're going to launch into 1.0 after a series of balance changes leading up to it. What do you expect for 1.0 in December, and what are you most excited for, assuming we don't have another pod between now and then?
We will for sure, right, Ty?
Yes.
I think it will. I think it will be massive. I am confident that it will be great. Just there are 2 things that I know for sure will be there, and that is enough to make people hype. And it is the finish of the campaign and the swords, right? The Duelist. That is 100% going to be there. I have no doubt that the Duelist is going to win 1.0. So that is on the game being free to play and getting a huge flux of players, right? Please don't cook the servers. Make preparations for the servers, and I think it will be awesome. I am confident. Since I started playing Path of Exile with PoE2, GE has done nothing but impress me. Yes, I can complain about Rarity or this or that, but those are like little things inside of an that is great, that is awesome, that is insane. So I am confident that they will do a good job, and we will be happy 100%. And the new players are going to be happy as well.
Yeah. See, Jazz, campaign confirmed. I still am not on the Duelist confirmed train. You think confirmed?
There is no way in hell, man. After what happened this time, they know they have to release the swords. They said, dude, did you see how people are going crazy with the swords? and we put the katana in the thing, in the bridge, and we didn't give them the swords, and they are cooking us or whatever, 100%. 6 months.
All right, we'll see.
They can do it.
We'll see.
They can do it 100%.
All right, you just mentioned something that I thought would be important to do. So should do you want to say like a prayer for the servers come Friday? Because I do think free to play weekend, huge end game revamp, you know, all this marketing. They're releasing a video a day. They're getting millions of views on YouTube. I don't know, man. Like it might not be good on Friday.
It is going to be insane. Please, God, allow the servers to function properly and to not get cooked so that we have a proper league launch and new players have a great time. Amen.
Go. Amen. Let's go. Excellent end of the pod. Jazzarus, thank you so much for hopping on. If you have not followed Jazzarus on Twitch, on YouTube, everything will be below, and I'll do a shout out right now in Twitch chat. Jazz, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for inviting me. It is always awesome to be here. You are awesome. I love the positivity, the vibes. You are a cool dude, no matter what the haters say in the internet. Great base family man right here. So, yes, man. Thank you for inviting me. I am honestly very grateful because since we had the very first podcast, you have been inviting me back every single time that there is a new release. And I am grateful. It is awesome. Always happy to be here. And yes, every time you invite me, I am here, brother. Thank you so much for everything.
100% Jazz. It's always so much fun. That's why I keep inviting you back. It's always such an awesome conversation, and I think we have some pretty interesting takes